Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophie, and I'm here with Leo. I hope you're somewhere comfortable right now, maybe with a cup of tea or coffee. Today feels like one of those slow, quiet talks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leo. Yeah, this episode feels very personal to me. We want to talk about English for overthinkers. And honestly, Sophie, this topic comes from my own life.
Same here. When we planned this, I felt it in my chest. Learning English is not only about words or grammar. Sometimes it's about what happens in your head when you try to speak.
Exactly. That little voice that says, "What if I'm wrong?" Or "What if they laugh?" I know many listeners feel that.
I remember the first time I tried to speak English in front of people. My heart was racing. My mind was racing even faster. I wanted to speak, but I was thinking too much.
Overthinking can stop us before we even start. And we want to talk about that feeling, not as teachers, but as people who went through it.
Yes, this is not about perfect English. It's about real feelings, real fear, and real small wins. And you're not alone if your mind gets loud when you speak English.
We hope this conversation feels like sitting with friends. No pressure, no judgment.
If you enjoy these calm, honest talks, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us and lets us continue these conversations.
And thank you for being here with us today.
Let's begin. After the intro music fades, I always take a deep breath. I imagine someone listening after a long day. Maybe they are tired. Maybe they feel stuck with English. I want them to feel safe.
I feel that too. For me, English was always connected to thinking too much. I didn't just think about the words. I thought about how I sounded, how people saw me, even who I was in English.
That's such an important point. Sometimes when I speak English, I feel like a different version of myself. Quieter, more careful. Do you feel that?
Yes, very much. In my own language, I'm relaxed, I joke, I interrupt. In English, my brain says, wait, think, is this correct? And by the time I'm ready, the moment is gone.
That happens to me too. I remember sitting in a meeting once. I had a simple idea, very simple, but I started to build the sentence in my head. Then I changed it. Then I changed it again. And in the end, I said nothing.
And later you think, why didn't I just say it? That question can be painful.
Yes, I felt angry with myself. Not because my English was bad, but because my fear was louder than my voice.
Overthinking feels like that. It's not loud on the outside, it's loud inside. And when it comes to English, it can feel like your mind is working against you.
I used to think I was the only one. I thought other learners were brave, confident, fast, but later I learned many of them felt the same. They just hid it.
I had a friend who spoke English very well. I told him I was scared to speak. He said, me too, every day. I was shocked.
Really?
Yes, he said the fear never fully leaves. You just learn how to walk with it.
I love that idea. Walking with fear, not waiting for it to disappear. Because overthinkers often wait. We wait to feel ready.
And ready never comes. There is always one more word to learn, one more mistake to avoid.
Exactly. I remember practicing sentences in my head before ordering coffee. Just coffee. And if the barista asked a different question, my mind froze.
That freeze is very real. Your mind goes blank, even if you know the words. It's like overthinking uses all the space.
Yes. And then after, you replay the moment again and again. I should have said this. Why did I say that? It follows you home.
That replay is the hardest part for me.
One small mistake can live in my head for days.
Same. I once said a word wrong in class. No one left, no one cared, but I cared so much. I thought about it that night and the next day too.
Overthinkers are very kind to others, but very hard on themselves.
That's true. If a friend makes a mistake, we say, it's okay. But to ourselves, we say, why are you like this?
English becomes a mirror. We don't just see language skills, we see our confidence, our fear, our patience.
And sometimes our childhood too. For me, I was always the quiet one. English made me feel quiet again.
For me, it was about control. I like to be prepared. English took that control away.
That's such a great way to say it. When we overthink, we try to control the future. We want the sentence to be perfect before it exists.
But real conversations don't wait. They move, they breathe.
And maybe that's where the pain starts. Our inner world is slow and careful, but real life is fast and messy.
Yes, and English, especially spoken English, is messy. People interrupt, they change topics, they don't speak like textbooks.
I used to think I was bad at English. Now I think I was just thinking too much.
Same here. Overthinking turns simple moments into big challenges.
But talking about this already feels lighter, like saying it out loud takes away some of its power.
I agree. If someone listening feels this, I want them to know your English is not the problem. Your mind is just trying to protect you.
And sometimes protection looks like silence.
Yes, but silence can feel lonely too.
Very lonely.
That loneliness you mentioned, I think that's one of the deepest parts of overthinking in English. You're in a room full of people, maybe friends or coworkers, and you're there, but you don't fully feel there.
Yes, you listen more than you speak, and listening is good, of course, but sometimes it's not a choice, it's a hiding place.
I remember many dinners where I smiled and nodded a lot. Inside, I had things to say, stories, opinions, but my mind said, it's too risky.
Risky is the right word. Overthinking makes speaking feel dangerous. Like one wrong word can change how people see you.
Exactly. And for adults, this feels even heavier. We're not children anymore. We want to sound smart, capable, normal.
That pressure is huge. When you're an adult learner, you don't want to feel small, but English can make you feel like a child again.
I hated that feeling at first, asking people to repeat, saying sorry all the time. My mind kept saying, you should be better than this.
That should voice is so strong. I should speak better. I should be faster. I should stop being scared.
And the more you tell yourself that, the tighter everything feels.
Yes, your body feels tense. Your throat feels tight. Even breathing feels different.
I notice that too. When I overthink, my shoulders go up. My jaw gets tight. It's not just in the head, it's everywhere.
Sometimes I think overthinking is our body trying to help, but not knowing how.
That's a kind way to see it. It's like the mind says, be careful, don't get hurt.
But then we miss moments, real human moments.
I missed making jokes. Humor is hard in a new language, and overthinking kills humor.
Yes, because humor needs timing, and overthinking is slow.
I once thought of a joke in English. It was good, but I waited too long. The topic changed. The joke stayed in my head.
That hurts more than making a mistake.
It really does, because you know you could connect, but you didn't.
I had a similar moment at work. Someone shared a story that was very close to my heart. I wanted to respond with something honest, but my English felt too weak for my feelings.
That's such an important point. Sometimes our feelings are big, but our English feels small.
Yes, and overthinkers feel this gap very deeply.
I remember thinking, I'm not quiet. I just can't show myself in English yet.
That sentence says so much. You're still you inside. English just doesn't carry you the same way.
And that can make you doubt yourself, not just your English, but who you are.
I started to ask myself, am I boring? Am I less interesting in English?
I asked that too, but then I realized something important.
What was it?
People who really listened, they could still feel me, even with simple words, even with mistakes.
That's beautiful. Sometimes connection doesn't need perfect language.
Exactly, but overthinking tells us it does.
Overthinking loves rules. It loves safety. But real connection is messy and imperfect.
I think overthinkers are often very sensitive people. We feel things deeply. That's why we think so much.
I agree. And sensitivity is not a weakness, but in language learning, it can feel like one.
Yes, especially when you compare yourself to confident speakers.
Comparison is another trap. We compare our inside to their outside.
And we never see their fear, only their fluency.
I used to think fluent speakers don't feel scared. Now I know many of them do.
Fear just changes shape. At first, it's fear of grammar. Later, it's fear of sounding rude or unclear or wrong emotionally.
That's true. Overthinking doesn't disappear with higher level English. It just finds new reasons.
For me, the biggest shift came when I noticed how tired I was, tired of thinking all the time.
That exhaustion is real. Overthinking takes energy.
Yes, speaking English felt like running while carrying a heavy bag.
And sometimes you just want to put the bag down and speak.
Exactly. I reached the point where I thought, I don't want perfect English anymore. I want real moments.
That thought is powerful. It doesn't come easily.
No, it comes after many quiet moments, many missed chances.
I think many listeners are still in that quiet phase.
And that's okay. There's no rush, but it helps to know where you are.
Awareness is the first gentle step. Not pushing, just noticing.
Noticing the voice in your head, not fighting it, just hearing it.
This is my overthinking again.
And maybe smiling a little of it.
Yes, not with anger, with kindness.
Because overthinking comes from caring.
And caring is something beautiful.
Even if it makes things harder sometimes.
Especially then. When you said being kind to your overthinking, that really stayed with me. For a long time, I treated it like an enemy, like something I had to fight.
I did the same. I tried to force confidence. I told myself, just speak, stop thinking. But that never worked.
Yes, it only made me feel worse, like I was failing twice. First in English, then in controlling my mind.
Exactly. Overthinking doesn't listen to orders. It needs understanding.
I started to notice when it appeared. Usually before speaking, my heart would beat faster, my thoughts would speed up.
For me, it often came after speaking. That replay in my head. Every sentence on repeat.
That replay is so exhausting. Sometimes I couldn't sleep because of one conversation.
Same here. I would lie in bed and think, why did I say it like that? Even if the other person forgot it already.
I once asked a friend, "Do you remember when I said that wrong word?" She looked confused and said, "No."
That moment is so revealing. We carry things others never even notice.
Overthinkers live in details. Small details feel big to us.
Yes, and language learning is full of small details.
It's like a playground for overthinking.
But at some point, I started asking myself a new question.
What question?
What am I really afraid of? Not mistakes, but something deeper.
That's a brave question.
The answer surprised me. I was afraid of being seen as less intelligent.
I feel that deeply. For adults, intelligence feels tied to language.
Yes, in our own language, we can explain complex ideas easily. In English, we feel limited.
And that limitation can feel like losing a part of yourself.
Exactly. But then I realized something important.
Tell me.
Intelligence doesn't disappear when language changes. It's still there, even if the words are simple.
That realization took me a long time, too. Simple English doesn't mean simple thinking.
But overthinking tells us otherwise. It says if you can't say it perfectly, don't say it.
And silence feels safer than being misunderstood.
But silence also hides us.
I remember a moment when I decided to speak anyway. My sentence was not perfect. I used very basic words.
How did it feel?
My hands were shaking, but after I spoke, the other person smiled and said, "I understand." That was it. Nothing bad happened.
Those moments are powerful. Small, but powerful.
Yes, they slowly change the story in your head.
For me, growth didn't come from big speeches. It came from tiny risks.
One sentence, asking one question.
I don't know how to say this, but...
That sentence helped me so much. It gives you space to breathe.
And it shows honesty. People usually respond well to that.
Overthinkers often want to hide their struggle, but sharing it can actually create connection.
Yes. When I started saying, "Sorry, I'm thinking," people became more patient, not less.
That surprised me too. I thought they would judge me.
Most people are kinder than our thoughts tell us.
Overthinking makes the world feel harsh. Reality is often softer.
I like that sentence. Reality is softer.
It is, especially when you allow yourself to be human in English.
Not a perfect speaker, just a human.
I also learned to separate speaking from judging.
What do you mean?
Speaking is one action, judging is another. I try not to do them at the same time.
That's very wise. Overthinkers do both together.
Yes, while speaking, we're already correcting ourselves in our head.
Which makes speaking harder.
Exactly. So I told myself, first speak, judge later. Sometimes I even forget to judge later.
That's progress.
It is. And when judgment comes, I try to be gentle.
Like you would be with a friend.
Yes, I ask, did I communicate? Not, was it perfect?
Communication is the real goal, not perfection.
But perfection feels safer.
It feels safer, but it keeps us stuck.
I think overthinkers need safety to grow, not pressure.
That's true. A safe space to make mistakes.
That's why conversations like this matter. They remind people they're not broken.
Just thoughtful.
Thoughtful, sensitive, careful.
And those qualities are beautiful. They just need space. Space to be imperfect.
When I stopped rushing myself, my English slowly improved.
Mine too. Less thinking, more living.
English became part of my life, not a test.
And that changed everything.
We're still overthinkers.
Yes, that part doesn't disappear.
But now it doesn't control everything.
It walks with us, not in front of us.
That's a nice image.
And it gives hope.
For anyone listening who feels stuck right now,
You don't need to change who you are.
you just need to let yourself be heard, little by little.
One sentence at a time.
When you say little by little, I really feel that. For a long time, I wanted a big change. I wanted to wake up confident, but that never happened.
Me neither. Confidence didn't arrive like a gift. It grew quietly.
Yes, it grew in small moments, like when I spoke even though my voice was shaking, or when I didn't replay a conversation for hours.
That's a big step for an overthinker.
It is, and sometimes I still replay things, but now I notice it sooner. I say, okay, that's enough for today.
That's self-care, Hue.
It really is. Overthinkers need rest, especially mental rest.
I learned to forgive myself faster. Before, one mistake could ruin my day. Now, it might ruin 5 minutes.
That's real progress.
And I stopped asking, was I good? I started asking, was I present?
That question changes everything. Presence is something overthinkers often miss.
Yes, we're often in our heads, not in the moment.
When I'm present, my English flows better. Not perfect, but alive.
Alive is a good word. English shouldn't feel dead or heavy.
It should feel like a bridge, not a wall.
I like that. A bridge between you and others.
And bridges don't need to be beautiful. They just need to work.
Exactly, and sometimes they're shaky, but you still cross.
I also stopped waiting for permission to speak.
What do you mean?
I used to wait for the right moment, the perfect sentence. Now I speak when I feel something.
That takes courage.
It does, but overthinkers are already brave. We just don't see it.
We carry fear every day and still show up.
That's courage.
I wish someone told me that earlier.
Me too. That's why I hope someone listening hears it now.
You don't need to be fearless to speak English.
You just need to be willing.
Willing to be seen.
Willing to sound human.
With pauses, mistakes, and simple words.
Those things don't make you leak.
They make you real.
I think overthinkers often feel alone in their heads.
Yes, but they're not alone in the world.
Many people are quietly fighting the same battle.
And some of the kindest, deepest people I know are overthinkers.
Same here. They listen well, they care deeply.
And when they finally speak, their words matter.
That's true. Overthinkers don't speak just to speak.
They speak with intention.
So maybe the goal is not to stop overthinking.
Maybe it's to stop letting it silence us.
You can come with me, but you don't get to decide.
That's a powerful shift.
It takes time and patience.
And kindness. A lot of kindness.
If someone is listening right now and feeling stuck, I want to say this. Your English journey doesn't need to be fast. It needs to be yours.
That's beautiful.
When you can. Rest when you need.
And don't measure yourself by loud voices.
Measure yourself by small courage.
Like speaking one sentence today when yesterday you couldn't.
Oh, not apologizing for your English.
Or smiling after a mistake instead of hiding.
These are quiet wins.
And quiet wins still count.
Over time, they change how you see yourself.
And one day you look back and realize you're speaking more freely.
Not because fear is gone.
But because you're stronger than it.
And more gentle with yourself.
That gentleness stays.
English becomes part of your life, not a source of pain.
And your voice finds its place.
Even if it's soft.
Especially if it's soft.
Thank you for sharing this space with me today.
Thank you too. This conversation feels honest.
I hope it felt honest for the listener as well.
If you're listening and overthinking right now,
You're doing better than you think.
And your voice matters.
even in simple English,
Especially in simple English.
we'll be here with you.
Always.